Pat Russo is a dog lover. She has 5 dogs and has trained all of them. But she says her dog Mel didn't want to listen like the other ones.
Mel was a little tougher because I got him at a year old. I didn't have him as a puppy. And it was a little harder for me to teach him the commands that have really good response. He would behave beautifully in the classroom, but once we got out of the classroom, he figured he didn't have to listen anymore.
Russo decided Mel needed some new training. That's when she read about martial ARFS, a new dog training which promotes health along with obedience.
By coming here and doing different things, there's a lot of conditioning, there's a lot of teaching of behaviors before you before you bring the command in. And Mel is doing so much better in his regular obedience. He's much better behaved at home. It's a great release for his energy. He's lost a few pounds and gained some good muscle.
Jairus Pugh is the founder and owner of Martial ARFS and came up with the idea for the training when he was teaching children martial arts. The goal is to train and exercise the dog.
Combine physical activity with obedience in order to both improve the behavior and the health of your pet.
I want to find a good balance between having the behavioral training and the exercise training. I do think that they're better off learning that way instead of just a sit, stay, here's a treat. You know, the activities really help. It creates a bond, and I think that this was the right place.
Pugh uses exercises to teach obedience and obedience to teach exercises. And many of the exercises are not too different from what you would see people doing in a gym.
Our basic exercises come from the obedience commands or the good behaviors that you want your dog to perform. And then aside from that, we incorporate other behaviors that you would do yourself. We do push-ups, we do squats, we do sit-ups, so we call them puppy crunches and puppy push-ups.
Puppy push-ups and puppy crunches isn't something you see every day. And Pugh says people give him weird looks when he tells them the exercises he puts the dogs through.
People are a little shocked. You know, I've had people especially say we're going to do puppy crunch and they're like, you know, they think I'm joking, or puppy push-ups. But once they see it, I mean, you just have to see it. When you see the dog doing the exercise, when you see him doing the push-ups, I mean, you can't mistake it. I mean, it looks exactly how we would do it. And depending upon the level, we start to elevate the back leg so it gets higher and higher and puts more stress. The puppy crunch, the same way. I mean, they're upside, they're laying on their back. You know, we're supporting them, but they're laying on their back and they're crunching forward. Of course, getting them to do the exercises is a little tricky sometimes.
Pugh says 53% of dogs are overweight and 18% are obese, making exercise a healthy alternative for dogs.
A lot of the push-ups or the squats and the things that we do, the crunches, the puppy crunches, help stabilize their joints, help strengthen the muscles that support their spine. You know, if you have an overweight dog, I like to say an overweight dog, because the spine is horizontal, it's like an elephant on a rope bridge. It sags in the middle and creates a lot of stress on the spine. So the exercises that we do, like the puppy crunch, will help support, same as it does in a person, will help the abdominals help support the spine. So it'll support the spine so they won't get injured if they're out there running around. Because the idea is we want our dogs to be active.
Pugh says dog owners don't need to come to a class to get their dogs healthier. He says they just need to become more educated.
You don't have to come here in order to get your dog healthy. You know, it's just about having a healthy dog, and you can do that, you know, by cutting out the amount of food that you eat them. But the biggest thing in order to do that is knowing what a healthy dog should be.
Exercise aspect of it is so important. You know, you'll see people walk their dogs, but they don't really exercise with their dog often enough. So I think this is a good part of that balance.
While the dogs learn new tricks and get healthier, they also bond with their owners, which helps curb their behavior.
The bond that you create by working with your dog often alleviates a lot of the behavioral problems.
It's a great way to bond with the dog. It's great, fabulous exercise for the dog. With Mel, we love coming here.
Martial ARFS may be designed for the dogs, but the owners see some health benefits of their own.
He has fun, I have fun, and it's great exercise for both of us. A lot of the agility that we do, it involves a lot of running. When I first started running from here around this room, I was exhausted. I could do that now without being completely out of breath. My knees are a whole lot better than they were when I started this, from being on and off the floor doing a lot of up and down. So it's really done a lot for me too.
While the idea of martial arts may seem far-fetched, Russo swears by it.
People may laugh and say, oh, martial arts for a dog, but I'm telling you, it's really helped all 3 of my dogs out a lot.
For Push Pause in Carl Place, I'm Jordan Kamzan.